evening, Mountaineer Nation, and welcome into the Mountaineer Effect. I'm your host, Marcus Dean, alongside my co-host, Sam, here with us. We're here talking about West Virginia football this evening. And make sure you do like and subscribe to the page here on Geek Gorilla TV, right here on YouTube. We'd certainly love to have you. Love your feedback. Love your comments. Just make sure you comment in below. And as always, make sure you like and subscribe to the page here. And the link's right there. Right there. My fingers going. Okay. Sam, my man, I tell you what, it's been a little while since we've done a podcast here. It's been a lot going on, a little bit of crazy, a little bit of not normal, to say the least. But I will start out here with some good positive news before we get to the news. Some positive news we did get out of all of our 16 committed recruits for the 2021 cycle. All 16 signed their national letter of intent early, and they are all looking at least 8 to 10 will enroll in January, and the other remaining recruits will jump in the first or second summer session. So if all goes according to schedule, all of them will be available for fall camp. Pending grades, pending admissions, and all this stuff. Everybody will be available for next fall. And also some news on the transfer portal. Looks like we're going to go down to Blacksburg. You ready for this one? Go down to Blacksburg and still one of their best offensive linemen, Doug Nestor. I don't know why, that just puts a smile on my face. So he is definitely looking to come back home to be a part of the Neal Brown and Company staff here at West Virginia. And they're also looking to add 4 to 5 more scholarship players. They could be high school or also coming in from the transfer portal. We don't know yet. They're looking to add 4 to 5 more players. So you're probably going to be looking anywhere between around 20 to 21 for a total class, which is a relatively small class, but it did rank 37th according to 247 Sports, which is awesome for the Mountaineers, and ranked 4th in the Big 12. To get that out right, the Big 12 ranked right behind Oklahoma, Texas, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia was the top recruiting in the Big 12. Sam, what's going on in your big brain tonight?
Well, there's more coach talk about Neal Brown. First it was South Carolina, now it's Auburn. Wasn't too worried about South Carolina, because that's more of a lateral movement type job. But the Auburn chatter has got me, a little on the concern side because that's such a big step up. And we've had conversations about Neal Brown and maybe the fact that he's, a little big, for West Virginia, as far as coaching wise goes. I know a lot of people look at his record 10 and 11 and think that he's unproven, but if you understand the concept of college football and the way they build, he's already 2 years ahead of where he should be.
Right. And
that speaks for itself. So I've been kind of lamenting a little bit about the possibility of him even interviewing for the Auburn job.
Well, there was some reports that came out earlier today, according to 247 Sports. It does look like, if you read between the lines, there was an interview offered, and we don't know if he took the interview. We don't know if he declined the interview. That's something, it's hard to say at this time, but there was an interview offered according to 247 Insider Sports. Some of the reporters were reporting that he was offered an interview. Whether it's up to him, I don't know. But it looks like the front runners for that job is Billy Napier, head coach from Louisiana Lafayette, and also their defensive coordinator at Auburn. The 2 front runners for that job.
Yeah, that's the thing with Neal is I think barring West Virginia coming through with a big contract and backloading the contract, we're gonna go through this every year. And I think to stabilize West Virginia, they need to go ahead and step up, and pay the man, backload his contract with a monster buyout. That way we don't have to go through this every year. Because even the illusion of instability can hurt a program like West Virginia. So I think,
Right.
the administration really needs to take a look at that, look at the fan base and where Neal's started from, where he's come to, and where he's going. And they need to go ahead and make that financial commitment.
And, part of me thinks that he might be using this as a deploy to kind of to get that contract extension, because we talked about on previous broadcasts whether this would be his contract year when he was going to play Oklahoma or not. We were talking about that. If they would have got to play Oklahoma and we would have won, I think I don't think we would have heard anything about South Carolina or Auburn, because I think the contract would have already been done. A part of me thinks this could be a ploy for to go ahead and get that contract done. It looks like there might be a contract coming, but I can't say. I'm not going to confirm something I don't know here on broadcast to be for certainty. But I think this is definitely a good move. Not necessarily a good move, but I'm with you. They need to go ahead and pay the man, go ahead and backload the contract, so that way we can build for the future. He is certainly going to be a special coach. We got breaking news that just came across my phone while you were talking. The Liberty Bowl is officially set once again. Liberty Bowl, as of right now, knock on wood, according to Bleacher Report and also CBS Sports, is now confirmed. The West Virginia University Mountaineers will play Army in the Liberty Bowl. So with that being said, and you got some breaking news right here on Geek Gorilla TV on the Mountaineer Effect. What's going on, man? What you thinking?
Well, it's a very winnable game, but I kind of hearken Army to fighting a left-handed boxer. It's always a little dangerous because that style of play is something that West Virginia has not. They probably haven't played against it in a number of years. So there's a lot of prep that's going to have to go into getting their defense, especially their defense, ready to play against an Army offense.
I'm with you. That's going to be tough to prepare for.
Yeah, when you get into,
glad we have 11 days.
Well, when you get into offenses, the flex bone and the triple option, you're really talking about a really versatile offense that is really tricksy, so to speak. Something that West Virginia struggled with, and I'm going to go back to the Texas Tech game, is mobile quarterbacks. You throw in the option into that. It really could be a bad game for West Virginia if they don't, start preparing. I think you got to put in some spy packages, especially, with running 3 running backs. You're going to have some spy packages. Some of the defensive players are going to have to take on roles they haven't had to play. I'm curious if the Steele brothers, or especially it was Darius that declared.
Yeah, well, Darius, he did declare, but he is playing in the bowl game, so both Steele brothers will be playing in the bowl game.
Tennessee was a pretty safe game, in my eyes. I don't think it would have been too much for West Virginia to prepare for or handle. They're pretty typical, but like I said, Army, I kind of hearken it to, like I said, fighting a left-handed boxer. Everything's done completely different. It's a little off. You don't know exactly where things are coming from or where they're going, and it should make for a really exciting game. But it could also be a game that's not too exciting for Mountaineer Nation if they're not ready. So
exactly, and this is why I was kind of hoping that they would go ahead and announce something sooner rather than later in terms of this, for preparation, not only for both teams, because you got to think Army. Yeah, they're 9-2, but they haven't really played anybody per se. Yeah, I get it, and but how are they going to be able to? I'm thinking about their defense versus our offense. Are they going to be prepared to be spread out all over the field? And I think Daggy will have to have a good game, and I think Letty will have to have a good game too. And Letty is only, let's see here, at the last count, I think he had 945 yards, so he could definitely pass 1,000 yards this season in this game, which I certainly think. But we'll get into bowl preparations and a later broadcast. And that'll do it for the Mountaineer Effect this evening. Alongside, I'm Marcus Dean, alongside my partner Sam. Thank you for watching, and let's go Mountaineers.